There was only one way we could start today's show, and it's with the winningest champion in UFC history. He is now in the record books. He beat the record on Saturday that was once held by Anderson Silva, and he did it in the most amazing way possible. I still can't quite wrap my head around what Demetrious Johnson did. We need to talk to him about it, and he is kind enough to join us on the phone right now. Mr. Demetrious Johnson, how are you?
I'm doing good, Ariel. Thanks for having me, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. And first, I have to say, I mean, there's a lot that I have to say off the top, but for me to take the microphone on Saturday night and for you to say to the world that that was our version of I'm going to Disney World. That to me was, here's a guy who broke the record, and the only thing he could think about is, will Ariel have him on his show on Monday? So for you to do that really meant the world to me. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Ariel. I appreciate you.
And congratulations. I know it meant a lot to you. What a moment. You pulled it off. How many times really have you watched that submission since you did it on Saturday? If it was me, I'd watch it, like every second, just on loop. How many times have you honestly sat down and watched what you did Saturday night to beat Ray Borg?
Probably 4 or 5 times. I just get, I chuckle a bit because, I've done that submission for like 3 or 4 years now, and everybody out there is like, oh, man, that's the mousetrap. That's not the mousetrap. I have another submission series for the mousetrap. So that's the mighty Wiz-bar, because Matt Hume showed me that arm bar. I can't remember how long ago. But like I said, I have such a big tool of arsenal working with the same coach for, 12 or 13 years that over time, you just build this database. So for me, I just chuckle when I was kneeing him and he wasn't moving. And once he elbowed, I was like, oh, here goes a right. And I go, ah! And I slam him. So it was fun, man. How
long ago did he show you that?
A long time ago.
Like pre-UFC career?
You know what? I would not be surprised if it was, because I got in UFC in 2011. And I started training when I got out of high school, so about 2006, 2007. So it's definitely possible. I mean, that spinning back elbow I hit Dotson with, he showed me that a long time ago. So when I'm in the fight, like I said, there's never a game plan. Like, we know what my opponent's going to do well. We know what their strategy is. And then I just go out there and let the fight unfold. And then if I get him in a position where I know I can take advantage of him, then I'll look at my toolbox and see what shiny tool I can use to get the job done. And obviously the mighty Wiz-bar was the perfect one to pull off.
So that's the official name. That's what we're going with.
That's what we're going with, the mighty Wiz-bar. It's the first one ever suplex arm bar. That's what we're going with. Matt Hume had a little bit of Matt Hume taught me that move. And obviously I pulled it off in a high-level competition. Winning the fight, probably on all scorecards. And then, I'm always looking for the finish. I'm never going to skate by on the judges' scorecards. The judges, they might as well just go home when I'm fighting. And I pulled it off.
Have you ever seen someone pull that off? I know it's never happened in the UFC, but like any random MMA show, have you ever seen anyone try this and actually execute it?
No.
Wow. That is amazing. And why did you wait so long in your career? Were you saving this for the record breaker? Was this in your back pocket the whole time?
It's always in my back pocket, my toolbox, but I never tried to force submissions. Like, when you start trying to force things, that's when, you overextend, you make mistakes. And so for that, it was just the perfect timing, man. Master working with you on shifting people's weights when they're trying to be heavy. And then once Ray Borg threw that back elbow, he took his weight off. He wasn't focused on planting. So I purposely, started kneeing him in the legs, just get his mind on something else. Then once he goes, back elbow, thank you. You just moved your weight for me. Now you just became lighter. Then I threw him up, and that's why I was able to execute that.
See, this speaks to what I was saying at the top of the show before you joined us. You have not changed one iota since I first met you. You're the same guy, and witness the fact that I believe you're driving your kids to school right now. I can hear them in the background. Like, you just broke the record. You could be out popping bottles. You could be doing whatever you want, but you're just back. You're probably going to power wash your fence this afternoon as well, right? Ain't no thing.
Ain't no thing, baby. I woke up, washed dishes, cooked myself breakfast, 3 eggs, toast, fed the kids, got a diaper change, and now I'm headed to drop them off at school, man. So nothing changes, man. I'm the same person, and that's one thing Matt has always admired me. And when he picked me up in the octagon, he says, you know what? I'm so proud of you. The first day you ever stepped in AMC, you've always remained the same humble person, and I truly appreciate that. And I love you, not just for an athlete, but the person you have become. You've made thousands and millions of dollars, and not one of those dollars has ever changed who you are, and it never will. So I don't see why, since I'm at the top of the pinnacle of a sport, I should be this totally different person, to where if I were to lose last night or Saturday night, I would still be doing the exact same thing, dropping my kids off at school and going home and being the father role. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful and I'm ecstatic that I've submitted myself as the longest reigning UFC champion. But, the people who change when they get money and they get, on top of a sport, those are the people who need to look in the mirror and ask them how they do it.
But why do you think you're the exception to the rule? Why do you think that more often than not people change? I mean, let's just look at your competition as far as the GOAT discussion is concerned. The two other guys that most people bring up, even though I think GSP should be in that discussion more, but the two main other guys, Anderson Silva and John Jones, they have blemishes on their resume. You have not slipped up once. You have not changed. How is this possible? Why are you the exception, in your opinion? Was this something that you were cognizant of? I don't want to change, or do you just think that that's the kind of person that you are? You're not going to change no matter what?
I just think that's the person I am. I'm not going to change no matter what. Obviously I'm going to live a better life and provide something for my kids that I didn't grow up with. But other than that, those guys, they got caught up with other stuff, with USADA and all that. And the easiest way to avoid that is don't take any supplements. Like, Matt told everybody on Saturday, like, DJ doesn't take any supplements, because I can go to an academy. I can literally go to an academy and be like, oh, Demetrious Johnson, we have the best state-of-the-art protein. We come from the best organic cows, and here's the whey protein. I'm like, okay, you say there's whey protein in there, but there's something else in there. So I try to eat as much as I can. That's one of the beautiful things about I'm a small flyweight, it was the easiest weight cut in my life. And, when I came home after the fight in Edmonton, having chicken and waffles, fried chicken sandwiches with a jalapeno coleslaw. I mean, I was enjoying life, and I'll continue to enjoy life, and just eating as much food as I can instead of taking protein shakes.
So you don't believe that if you were a little more closer to the middle of the octagon that you could have pulled that off right away? Like, there was a moment there where it seemed like he was trying to get out, and so it was delayed. I feel like the cage kind of, delayed the inevitable. It gave him a couple extra beats to survive. You don't think that was the case?
No, that's not the case. I mean, Ray Borg is tough. Very, very tough. Like, I hit him with some good shots, some good knees to the liver, a couple of liver kicks, and I felt that he was always gonna be tough. And that was the thing when I fight him. When you look at his previous fights, the thing he's really good at that people don't appreciate is, like, one, he's very tough. Two, he's very good at the scrambles. So it almost kind of reminds me of Tim Elliott. Like, Tim Elliott will let you get his back. He'll let you have his back. That way, when you go down for the choke, he'll scramble and end up on top. And then next thing you know, you're on your back and you have to get off. So when I was going to Ray Borg, I was like, dude, you're letting me have this. That's fine. I'm going to let you think I'm going to go for it. And then when you try to scramble, I'm going to be ahead of you in the scramble because you think you're a better scrambler than I am. Because I remember you saying that my scrambling ability is horrible. And so that's why, it went that way.
Did that piss you off that he said that? Because it seems like you continue to bring that up, that you're so proud of your scrambling, and the fact that he said that was your weakness, it feels like it really bothered you.
No, it didn't bother me. It's just that I just wanted to prove point. It's almost like, hey, dude, you think Ariel Helwani, you think you could beat me in basketball. Let me remind you.
That's true.
My genetic makeup makes me better at basketball. Not really. But, I mean, the only way we can prove that I'm better than you at basketball is to get a one-on-one game, and I'm down to do that.
Wow. Well, you took a question about Ray Borg and officially called me out. I've seen you dribble before. It might be the least intimidating dribbling I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I have the utmost respect for you. You are the king, but let's not get crazy here, all right? Let's not get crazy. I don't want to embarrass you in front of your mighty squad, whatever you call them. We could stream that if you want. I mean, the possibilities are endless here, but we'll deal with that later. We have to talk about you and appreciate you and bow down to you here. Did Matt say to you at any point in the fight, going into the fifth, going to the fourth, this is open, this move is open, like, let's break the record this way? I feel like you guys had a conversation, like, not only are we going to break the record, we're going to do it in the most amazing way possible. You seem to be that sort of, self-aware fighter. Did you ever have that conversation with him that we're going to pull this off when we break the record, during the fight, before the fight, etc.?
No, not at all. I mean,
wow. Every
single time it came back to the octagon, to the corner, Matt says, okay, this is what he's doing. You're doing a good job. And I remember he's going to try to explode. And then right after the first round, we knew exactly what his game plan was. It was to, cross distance, corner me into, get my back against the cage, and then try to get me on my back. And then we knew that was his game plan. So I was like, okay, use your footwork and then just do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. And I was like, all right, sounds good.
Once you pulled it off, once you felt him tap, once you won, did it feel like, you've been thinking about this. I think you legitimized this record more so than Anderson or the UFC. You're the one who's been talking about it for the last few fights. It wasn't really something we spoke about as often as we do now, and that's because of you. Did it feel the way you thought it did? Did this feel a little different, or thought it would, I should say? Did this feel a little different than the other 10?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%, man. I mean, to go through 11 training camps or 11 title training camps, it's hard on the body, man. I put way more miles on my body than I do fighting. So this was a huge one for me. And I tell everybody, like, dude, I don't even want to think about fighting, my next fight until the beginning of the year. So this one was the almighty. I mean, nobody in the history of mixed martial arts itself, Dream, Pride, ONE FC, LFA, Titan, Strikeforce, I can just go on, Ryzen. Nobody, not even one champion has defended the title maybe 8 times as a male or female. And I just did 11. So this is a big fucking deal. And it means a lot to me.
Was it so important for you because for the longest time it seemed like you couldn't get the respect you deserve? So one way you can get that respect is if you become a record holder. Did you feel like, there's other, like if Conor only defends his title twice, he's still going to be remembered, until the end of time. But did you feel like you had to almost prove a point to people, break a record so that you can finally get that respect?
I mean, Ariel, people are going to respect you or not. People are going to be like, I always respect your show, the MMA Hour, the MMA Beat, because you guys keep it honest. You guys bring out fresh, new content. And people are always going to, disrespect your show because people are just haters. But for me, I just like to be able to have my name above all the other champions. I mean, we've had some great champions: Anderson, GSP, John Jones, Daniel Cormier, Joanna Jacek, Ronda Rousey, Conor McGregor, and we all bring something totally different to the table as a champion. But for me, to bring, consistency as a champion, pass on my drug test as a champion, probably one of the easiest champions to work with the UFC. That goes a long way in my book. So I'm happy.
What, if anything, did Dana White say to you afterwards?
We didn't talk much, to be honest with you. We didn't talk much. He said congratulations and make sure this belt doesn't fall off and hit your big toe. And I was like, thanks, bro. Appreciate you.
What? Why? Has that happened before?
It almost did when I fought Tim Elliott. Like, the belt fell off and I almost hit my big toe. Then I gave it to my wife. So my waist is 28 inches. So the belt's very hard to get around my waist after the fight, and you get to do the interview and all that stuff. So
how many belts do you have in your possession right now?
I have 3.
3. Are we getting all of them eventually?
We're getting all of them. I talked to the UFC. They said we're going to make it happen. I have the 3 main important ones. I have the very first one I won in 2012. I have the one I won in 2017, April 15th, when I fought Wilson Hayes in Kansas City. That is the tiebreaker of Anderson Silva. And then now I have the inaugural, the uncharted territory, Star Trek shit. The 11th one that.
Oh, okay.
Star Trek. When Star Trek starts. Where men have charted nowhere beyond.
Yes.
No other man's been in this area of mixed martial arts, so that's why I kind of related to Star Trek.
You've had some great finishes. The Benavidez knockout up until this past Saturday, I think, was the most impressive one for me. But the Horiguchi finish, what you did to Cejudo, Wilson Hayes, et cetera, et cetera. Is this the best one, though? Can we say confidently that this one tops them all?
Yes, 110%. Nobody's ever done this in mixed martial arts. Nobody never goes for the finish after they're winning all 5 rounds. They usually coast to the end and be like, ooh, I got it. No reason to explode and make mistakes or take chances. But I'm the athlete and the champion who does it. I'll go and do it, and I just prove that I do it all the time.
From a business standpoint now, what's the game plan? Clearly, you think you should be getting paid a little more. Do we get that? Do we sit down, Ella? What are we thinking now with the management team?
Management team's doing awesome. First round management. They called me this morning. They got a lot of stuff in the works for me. First things first. You're going to be very upset with me, but I'm going to have to walk away from you for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I just got my son to school. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Sit there.
No
talk to my Mighty Squad. You are part of the squad now. Be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, be right back.
No, I mean, does this not perfectly sum up the greatness that is Demetrious Johnson? This is what I've been saying all week. Bye, guys. Have a great day at school. Love you. I feel like I'm getting a chance to take my kids to school. Bye. I mean, this is amazing. What other champion, let alone one who just broke a record, pauses a live interview because he has to take his kids to school? And by the way, I fully respect that. I love him even more for this right here. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. There are several fighters who fit under this category who I feel, and one of them is actually on the show today. Frankie Edgar is another one who I'll say time and again, first time I met him, champion, no champion, main events, all that stuff. The guy is always here. He has never changed. He has never ignored a text, an interview request. He has never big time his fans, asking for autographs to media. And DJ is the king of all those people because he is the exact same guy that I met back in WEC. And now here he is pausing a live interview because he has to take his son to school. He has to drop him off. That's a very important thing. By the way, how lucky is his son that he starts school at 10:21, or at least, or I'm assuming 10:30, or maybe they're a little late like we are usually. We're often 15 to 20 minutes late as well. So it's possible that he started at 10 Pacific. But this is just amazing. So officially, you heard it here first. Demetrious Johnson wants that submission to be known as the Mighty Wiz-bar. The Mighty Wiz-bar. I believe it was John Morgan of MMAJunkie.com who coined the mousetrap. The Mighty Wiz-bar is what he wants, and that's what we'll call it. DJ, you there?
I'm here, brother.
Okay, welcome back. By the way, what time does your son start school? 10? 10:30?
10:30. 10:30.
Wow.
Yeah, I get there early just so, he's able to, say hi to his friends before he has to sit down and get to work.
I love it. So back to my question, from a business standpoint, are you going to sit down with the UFC now and try to really restructure that contract to get what you want?
That's going to be that's first round management's job. Malky and Abe, those guys are awesome. Like I said, man, I'm just focused on relaxing, spending time with my kids and my wife, trying to move into my new house and do different things, man.
Is it safe to say, though, that you're sticking around at 125 because the idea has been break that record and then go for some super fights? You've also said in the past, look, I'm going to try to get to 20 title defenses. Now that it's done, what are you leaning towards?
Same at 125. I mean, it was the easiest weight cut I ever had. I mean, I woke up this morning, I weighed 138 pounds, and I had a delicious chocolate stout, had a bowl of cereal last night. I'm just a small guy. I mean, I saw my boy, Funk Master Aljamain Sterling. He said, man, I just broke 160 pounds. And to me, I'm like, Jesus, you are a big dude, my friend. So going up to that weight class, obviously I want to be well compensated, make it worth my while, show me the money. I mean, these guys are taking concussions. I'm not, like I said after the fight, I'm not in the business to take concussions. I do not like getting hit. I mean, I can take a hit, but I don't want to, damage my brain if I don't have to. So obviously there's fights in the 125 that seem appealing. Sergio Pettis is a hot prospect. Henry Cejudo looked good his last fight. I know Joseph Benavidez is getting healthy again. So, I mean, I don't see why I would leave when I just submitted this legacy. Why not set it to 15? There's going to come another guy down the road who's going to be aiming to break my record. So my job is to set the bar high. And, Joanna Jacek, she's at 6. So, you know what? She might want to keep on going and try to break my record, and I can't allow that. So I got to set the bar higher. That way she's like, fuck that. I'm not going for 20. I'm done. I did 8 or 9. I'm done. I'm going to go have children. Goodbye.
What's been the best byproduct of this whole thing? Is there I saw you were tweeted by The Rock, giving you props, calling himself the smaller DJ, you the bigger D. But what's been the best thing to happen since you beat this record on Saturday night?
Honestly, just all the love and respect from the fans. That's always, the biggest thing that puts a smile on my face. Everybody's like, holy shit, dude, I've been watching mixed martial arts my whole entire life. Pride, Dream, UFC 1, 5, 8, 20. I've never seen a submission like that before. The way you move from aspect of mixed martial arts, from stand-up to grappling to wrestling, is absolutely amazing. And, I don't know if anybody knows who Post Malone is. He came out White Iverson on the song Congratulations. Me and him are going to play some PUBG together. We exchanged numbers, so we're going to do some, some stream content building. And the Mighty Squad, they were happy. We partied at Chateau on Saturday, so a lot of good things, man, come from this. But I'm just happy I'm healthy. That's all I care about, just being healthy.
What is it like, DJ, to be the best in the world at something? What is it like to sit back and say, I am actually the best in the world? There's very few people in athletics who could say that. You could say LeBron can say that. Usain Bolt can say it, for running, maybe Sidney Crosby. But there's very few people on earth that can say, as far as athletics go, I'm the absolute best in the world. You can say that now. What is that like?
It feels good. It feels just like it did, 7 years ago. I mean, I'm still the same person. I still just little old me. Don't get me wrong. I think my skill set, far surpasses a lot of guys that I know and a lot of athletes. But there's still more work I have to do to prove it to everybody. That way, when they wake up, they're like, "Whew, Demetrious Johnson, that submission he did Saturday, my God, that boy is on a different level."
And this is what I love most about you. You're a critic of yourself as well. Like you just alluded to that. What were you unhappy with on Saturday? Was there anything that you really feel like you need to work on that you let yourself, that I didn't see anything, but I know you have a different eye when it comes to these things. Was there anything that you were unhappy with?
Not unhappy with. I think I could have, lit him up a little more on the feet. But like when I hit it with my cross and I saw him, he just smiled. I was like, okay, you got a hard head, you got a granite chin. I was like, okay, so I'm always calculating everything. So I was like, okay, if I stand and bang with him, there's a chance I get clipped, and then that clip I can get a mouse into my eye, I can get cut, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like, do I want to do this? No, let's just change the elevation and take him down and look for the big shot when I get the opportunity to. So that's how I think that's how I think about mixed martial arts. Now, if we're in a gym sparring, then I should have been able to light him up on the feet and and exchange more. But when you have those 3-ounce gloves on, why take the risk? I mean, I saw Bobby Green and Vienna Lando, and everybody in the back was like, "Oh man, that's a sick fight." I'm like, dude, look at his face. That cannot be good for his brain. I'm just honest. Like, I think he's an amazing fighter. He has a great game. He comes forward, does a good job mixing it up, great power. But for me, if I was his coach, I'm like, dude, you need to work on your wrestling. We need to work on your clinch game. We need to work on not taking so much damage, because I want you to have a long career. I want you, when you're done fighting, I don't want to look back in your fights and be like, oh, man, you're such a sick-ass fighter. You did this and this. I want to look back in your career like, man, you did such a good job of not taking any damage. And look, you have something to show for it. You had a 15-year career instead of a short 3 or 4 years because all the concussions you've taken. So that's my whole thing. But those two fighters, amazing. I told Bobby Green, I was like, damn, dog, you going for that 5-piece chicken meal. I was worried about you. You got to duck and move and do some wrestling, homie. But
yeah. Not that long ago, you were sitting back like a G in Hawaii with Max Holloway, just loving life, I think drinking some moonshine. He's standing by. Let's bring in Max Holloway here to congratulate the king. Maybe one day he'll threaten that record. He's just starting out his run as champion. Is he there? There he is. Max is on the Skype machine. Max, you want to say anything to Mighty Mouse?
Mighty, how the hell are you on this show, one of the best streamers in the world, and you're not on Skype?
That's what I'm talking about.
Disappointed in you. And then 2, congrats on the fucking amazing ninja shit you did. I want to hear the name from you. I was talking shit about you on the stream last night, but I want to hear what you named that move. We came up with the best name, I think, for a move. What did you name your move? That suplex to armbar. What did you name it?
The Mighty Wiz-bar. That's what
the mighty Wiz-bar.
The Mighty Wiz-bar.
Well, my stream came up with, it's called the Mouse Trap. I love that name. That's fucking amazing. You gotta give my streamers some love. They said the Mouse Trap. I think so. The Mouse Trap is better than anything in the world. I was calling it the Mighty Plex, but everybody wants the Mouse Trap.
That Mighty Plex, though, that sounds damn good. I'm going to have to go back to the higher up.
Yeah.
No, let's do Mighty Plex. I like that one. That sounds good. I like that.
Yeah. Congrats, champ, man. You're a beast, man. I couldn't believe my eyes what the hell I was watching on Saturday night. I had to replay it a bunch of, like 1,000 times. Amazing, bro. You're the man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We gotta get a stream together, man. Make sure I go give Max Holloway a follow. Bless MMA on Twitch.tv. We need to get a PUBG game together, brother. Good luck. Stay healthy on your fight.
You're the man. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do Fortnite. I got Fortnite. Let's fucking play something.
No. We ain't playing no damn Fortnite. We're playing PUBG. That damn game's for children. Okay, playing some PUBG.
Okay, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. This is complete foreign language to me. DJ, I'll let you go. Thank you again. You're the best. I mean, there's nothing more that we can say that hasn't been said. You're the king of kings, my man. Enjoy it. I know how much it's meant to you, and I really appreciate you coming on and giving us that plug on Saturday night. Enjoy the record. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the time off, and we'll talk to you very soon. Congratulations again.
Awesome. Thank you, Ariel. Max, stay healthy, brother. Good luck, man.